Our Book of Thank You Letters, Premier Edition 2018, written by Lynn Marie Davis and the Pine Forge Academy students. Introduction. Our mother was a woman who freely expressed gratitude. In her prayers, she would often humbly say, "Lord, our hearts are filled with gratitude, blah, blah, blah." As a child, I remember thinking, what does that big word gratitude mean? I don't remember asking her what the word meant, but intuitively, obviously, she cherished anything related to giving thanks. My sisters and I are totally thankful for our dear sweet parents. As my sisters and I grew older, saying thank you and being grateful became part of our daily interactions. What I don't miss, and what I disliked most about giving thanks, is what I'll call Mother's Thank You Note Writing Ceremony. Let's call it MTY-NWC. This ceremony consisted of selecting your favorite writing tools, pens, pencils, embossed, or even sometimes flowery and fancy notepaper. The next step would be to find a clean, smooth writing surface. After setting up, you were ready to begin writing. What a curiously dreaded activity. Is this familiar? Did writing thank you notes ever annoy you? Here's what annoyed me about MTY-NWC. 1. It seemed as if friends and family would know that we were grateful for the gifts, because we'd already said thank you. 2. Why would children want to use their precious playtime to write a thank you to perfect strangers or even family? 3. Why use adult words to create sentences describing what you received? Think about this. Wouldn't the giver know exactly what you knew they'd given you? Why the formality of describing what the donator donated? How redundant is that, I thought. 'Twas 5 decades ago when I determined I'd curtail any excessive thank you note writing. Thankfully, when I became a woman, I put away childish things. Imagine that. I'm now introducing a booklet filled with pages of expressions of gratitude from a teenager's perspective. Yes, this book focuses on the very behavior I disliked so back then, and the behavior I've come to so enjoy now. Never say never, eh? I hope you'll enjoy reading Our Book of Thank You Letters, OBOTYL, Premier Edition. It's submitted with a heart of glee and great anticipation. I think you'll enjoy reading how students share succinct yet heartfelt expressions of thanks. In the April 2013 Harvard Business Review, Christine M. Riordan wrote, "In every workplace and on every team, all people have the innate desire to feel appreciated and valued by others. High-performing teams have well-defined goals, systems of accountability, clear roles and responsibilities, and open communication. Research on gratitude and appreciation demonstrates that when employees feel valued, they have high job satisfaction, are willing to work longer hours, engage in productive relationships with coworkers and supervisors, are motivated to do their best, and work toward achieving the company's goals. Our Pine Forge Academy family business is designed to be in the business of saving lives. Our family business has the potential to become one of the nation's strongest alumni teams ever. The National Pine Forge Academy Alumni Association, NPFAAA, has potential to have high-performing teams that reap unimaginable outcomes. How might OBOTYL facilitate building our alumni family business? 1. OBOTYL has the potential to foster an intentional attitude of gratitude among PFA alumni, students, faculty, staff, and parents. OBOTYL will give brief insights into the hearts and minds of Pine Forge Academy students. These high school writers have tasted and seen tangible tokens of appreciation given to them by the alumni. Prayerfully, the Academy's students will have a heightened sense of their value to Pine Forge Academy alumni. If you're a high school student, you're loved and adored. The 2017 to 2018 school year has been a time where American teenagers have been marching for their lives. It's as if the teenagers are shouting, "We're precious, valuable adults. Can't you see our worth? Please love and protect us." What conspicuously difficult times these are for teenagers and other vulnerable groups in America and beyond. 3. OBOTYL will reignite the tradition of writing thoughtful thank yous and potentially model how giving thanks can be done graciously and creatively. 4. OBOTYL is a uniquely personal tool for introducing friends, family, prospective students, and parents to the Academy's awesome student body of bright, polite, respectful, capable, kind, science-minded human beings. 5. Help raise awareness and assist in raising funds for expanded OBOTYL versions. Mr. Jarrett Roseborough, teacher and choir director at the Academy, is hereby credited with giving systematic thank you letter writing off to an awesome start. Background. During the week of February 14th, 2018, 6 AASET members in 5 American cities were humbled, inspired, and surprised when they collectively received 60-plus handwritten, thoughtful thank you letters at home. Actual envelopes received are shown on the cover of our Book of Thank You Letters. Thanks much again to Mr. Roseborough. Here's a candid question for you. Have you ever had a taste in your mouth or a not-so-positive thought about giving back to the Forge? If you said yes or thought yes, it appears you may not be alone. I've had a bad taste in my mouth once or twice, too. Thankfully, I've also gargled with a bubbly sweet dose of Holy Spirit mouthwash, followed by a much-needed heart rinse. By design, the bitter taste has become sweet again. Who wouldn't want to write about a sweet taste like this? Let's think of this book as a booklet full of volumes of scholarly, evidence-based practices. I assure you that comments about best practices won't go deep. Admittedly, I'm not a researcher or a data collector in the typical sense, though I am eager to seek and see results when data collection is in. In 2016, AASET was not sure how to proceed. What we had were comments made by Spencer, a freshman, and 1 or 2 other students. Spencer kindly, yet candidly, mentioned his alumni weekend observation. What he noticed was a lack of engagement between Pine Forge alumni and students. My maturity suggests that it's normal for students, family, and alumni to experience awkward, disengaged, or even lonely feelings at alumni gatherings. Yet somehow that year, his thoughtful comments left me with more questions than answers. The next day at our alumni family business meeting, I couldn't help but share his observation with the group. My questions were mixed with feelings of helplessness. For example, how could I single-handedly connect with 130 students? Too many students, too little time, too many miles. On the other hand, because I like seeking results, I couldn't see myself allowing honest, open communication to be swept under the table and the rug. How could students' feedback fall on deaf ears? I began to think about what would happen if alumni, more specifically if I, became personally engaged with more students. I wondered what making connections with students might look like. Quietly, I envisioned hundreds of alumni on teams, engaged, enthused, hopeful, and actively involved. How could the alumni create a path, a progression, that would take us to the end of time as we know it? What if teams would use the internet to spend brief moments, bi-monthly, engaging in acts of kindness and remembrance? My bottom line 2 years ago? I envisioned tremendous potential for change. Going forward, what steps would we take to foster a culture where students, parents, and staff felt acknowledged by each other? How would we fill gaping holes in our relationships with one another? Would engagement and change look similar to an endowment? Would change mean a campus full with half a dozen new facilities? Would changes be totally out of my reach, I wondered. Here's what God told my whispering mind and heart. Lady, why not consider a micro-change strategy? Focus on creating regular moments of engagement with students. Focus on capital improvement and day-to-day wants and needs on the campus. Avoid focusing on what you cannot endow in dollars and cents. Avoid procrastinating on how to get started. Take action now. Give what you have. Give your prayers, your energy, your time. Give a listening ear. Focus on those 4 things. Watch, act, wait, and see. I will show evidence of my greatness. Blessings are my specialty. Blessings are what I do. With so many questions, a solution had to be on the horizon. After a few subsequent phone calls to alumni, AASET, AASET, the Alumni Student Association Engagement Team, began. This very small group of 6 began to explore ways to focus on giving back to Pine Forge Academy. 2 years ago, when we asked students how alumni could reach out, we heard, please send letters, cards, care packages, and even visit us sometime. Interestingly, our students never mention that they'd want monetary attention. I forgot to mention that AASET, our book of thank you letters, only represents samples, not all 130 plus students. No student in our cohort of letter writers suggested that we put money where our mouths are. AASET has found PFA students to be thankful for regular, authentic attempts to show love, though it seems probable that some students would willingly accept monetary love too. Since you've begun reading these pages, do you feel any dis-ease? Are you sensing that AASET has given countless hours of effort since 2016? Have you ever thought that you don't have countless hours to give back to our school? If you're thinking you don't have what it takes, especially in the form of extra time or energy, you are probably correct. Living on planet Earth can mean your proverbial plate is dripping over the sides with commitments. You may be bombarded with life's cares, driven, and exhausted. When we think about it, who has the extra time or energy regardless of their age? Even our young students are often overwhelmed and exhausted with their list of things to do. Remember that sweet spirit I mentioned a few paragraphs ago? That same sweet spirit reminded me of a few things. 1. Those talents you decide you'll use at will. Those talents are gifted to you. 2. The time you call your own, it's on loan too. 3. The energy you have, or that you think you don't have, truth be told, I supply that energy. I, your Father above, gives you time, energy, and even a desire to bless others. While you're giving back, I even replenish you with unexpected joys. Clarification. There is one thing you can control, I'm told. You have access to endless power if you accept it. Your Heavenly Father allows you to choose and accept His power. He'll manage your time, energy, and whatever else you need for good success. You're free to choose and partner with Him. You make the choice to ask and collaborate, to yoke up with Him, if I may be that colloquial. Serving others is all about the yoke. Yes, based on 60 plus personal handwritten thank you letters, we have basic proof. If we invest the time, attention, and love in small doses, then we will see favorable results. Best practices happen naturally when we take my yoke upon you and partner with me, collaborate, and I will give you results. Our investment of time, attention, and love has reaped an added blessing of deeper relationships. Fond memories will follow us for the rest of our lives. God's sweet spirit has shown when we pay it forward, He gives back to us. Though not a research scholar, I've seen enough favorable results, enough evidence, that I want to stay in the yoke, in a service mode. By God's grace, I'm choosing His yoke rather than being choked by the ropes and cares of this life. What an honor to be an AASET and an AASET member to our Academy students, teachers, staff, parents, foundation, and community at large. There's very little that's sweeter than the taste of service. Enjoy reading our book of thank you letters. This is a sample letter from Elena in our book of thank you letters. My name is Elena, and I am a sophomore of Pine Forge Academy. I'm writing you today to thank you for all you have done for my school, from funding Kimbrough Hall Weekend to sending pizza to the residents of Handy and Kimbrough Hall. Your gifts have brought joy to us all and brightened our days. As Steve Maraboli once said, a kind gesture can reach a root wound only compassion can heal. I don't know about everyone else, but hearing and experiencing what you all have done has truly warmed my heart. I hope this message finds you well and that you realize exactly how much I appreciate you. Have a wonderful night and God bless. Sincerely, Elena.